Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. It's going to be a quick live here, but I did want to talk a little bit about Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, we all know he killed himself, but we also want to get more people in here with some opinions. It's an open discussion. We're going to do this for about 30 minutes. I need to get my phone set up here to where I can read these comments. There we go. You know, honestly, I don't know. What I am going to go ahead and do, those while we're waiting on people to get in the room, is I'm going to share this to Facebook and other things while we're waiting on people to get in here. I wonder why. Hang on a second. So what's everyone up to? I've got 2 people in the room so far. That's weird. Well, alright. How about we do it this way? It's working for Twitter, but it's not working for... What's up, rookie? Rookie. Alright, well, I guess we're just going to go ahead and proceed because for some reason it's just not working. So, debate. No, I don't want to debate today. But we'll go ahead and talk about this right after this.
Because I am hard, you will not like me. But the more you hate me, the more you will learn.
So, was he killed? Yeah, absolutely he was. He really was. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out. It really doesn't. Why? He had a lot of big people that he was trying to blackmail. If it were me, and I was caught doing this, yeah, I wouldn't go down alone. I sure wouldn't. What happened, rookie? You leave? You mad? I wouldn't go down alone. Absolutely not. There will be a live stream very shortly about 9/11 because, you know, there are some things that we need to talk about, but I'm gathering more evidence, more intel on that. The fact that the cameras were down and nobody saw nothing. The fact that the guards were asleep or nowhere to be found. The fact that his first suicide attempt video camera footage is gone. A whole lot of things add up. Now, the government used to be really good about creating false flags and false pretenses and false media. And I don't know what they're doing now, but they didn't do a very good job of this. We definitely know that Bill Clinton and Prince Andrew were a part of this whole pedophile ring on this island. We also know that Epstein had a lot of money, but we don't know how the hell he got it. A whole lot of things. You want to know who I think it was? Honestly, I'm not going to say like she did it directly, but definitely had influence on it. Hillary Clinton. If he had been exposed during the campaign, which I'm going to show you a clip of a anchor who was talking off air, or on air, but she thought she was off air, and she was giving her thoughts on the evidence that they had of Bill Clinton being on this island while she was running for president. If that had gotten out, Oh, she would have been finished. I mean, she didn't win anyway, but they really thought she was going to. And, hey, Lisa, how are you? They really thought she was going to win, so they didn't let this out. And, I mean, this is bad. That we have, I mean, but if you have listened to my podcast with Getta, she talks about the pedophile ring all the time. It is a known fact that we have high-level people in government, politics, money, and everything else. Oh, rookie, I don't know. I mean, a lot. That are doing stuff, and they know they're not. I mean, just like George Lopez saying what he said about the president. And then, all of a sudden, nothing happens to him, but some guy in Florida gets on Facebook and says he's going to do it, and he's in jail? I don't get it. But if anybody has done any type of research into prison systems, there are cameras everywhere. Could they go down? Yeah, sure. But all of them? Smells fishy? Yeah, it smells shitty is what it smells. No, I don't think Clinton herself went into the prison and whacked him. But the Clintons are very, very powerful people. They have a lot of influence with a lot of money. I saw a video of her today. They were asking why she was paid $600,000 to do some speeches at schools or something. And she goes, well, that's what they offered. And they do have money. A lot of it. Dirty money. A lot of dirty money. And I would not be surprised if we have more things coming up. There's a lot of declassified documents that you can look at about almost everything. And a lot of them don't make sense. And a lot of them have squares over all the good shit. Right? So why are you blocking out? You're declassifying documents, but you're blocking out information, and I can't read about it. I saw a ton of stuff about Epstein. You know, but everything was all blocked out. So how is that declassified exactly? How? But I'm going to play a brief portion of this clip. And you're going to see her sitting in her chair just swinging, having a good old day. And she's talking. She thinks she's off air. The video is nowhere to be found. So sadly, I had to use this in conjunction with the Fox News broadcast. But you're going to see Fox News even said he didn't kill himself. You know, when the media starts questioning propaganda and they start questioning tactics, you have to know that everyone understands that there's some type of red flag, false flag, or anything else. Okay? Also, if you're on social media of any type, you see my social media up there. Go ahead and follow me there. I do have some videos already scheduled to come out tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. They're going to be really, really good. Well, I think they're good. They're probably not in your eyes, but I think they're good. And that's all that matters, right? So let's go ahead and get into this because, honestly, something's fishy. Something's fishy.
So this week, renewed interest in whether serial pedophile Jeffrey Epstein killed himself in prison or whether he was offed by somebody who wanted him dead. A lot of people may fall into that category, given the number of high-profile people who partied with and may have partaken in his obsession with underage girls who say that they were sex slaves in his bizarre world. Then this video surfaces from Project Veritas in which ABC anchor Amy Robach says that ABC, quote, quashed her.
That's her right there talking.
With Epstein accuser.
She thinks she's off the camera. I'm not on air.
Sex with Prince Andrew when she was 17. Fox News is not able to independently verify this following video.
I've had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. We would not put it on the air. First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways. We were so afraid we wouldn't be able to interview Kate It will. That also quashed the story. She told me everything. She had pictures.
I want to know who she's talking
everything.
to.
It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton, we had everything. Do I think he was killed? 100%. Yes, I do. Because he made his whole living blackmailing people. There were a lot of men in those planes, a lot of men who visited that island, a lot of powerful men who came into that apartment.
ABC and Robach released statements today essentially saying that the story wasn't ready for air. She said that, and they said that as well, not fully vetted. ABC has still not run.
She was caught.
All these years later, and he's dead now, the original Robach Jeffrey
I like
interview.
Fox News because I think they are on it. I think they're
Waters
honest
World,
to a certain degree.
What do you think about all this?
This guy, listen to this guy.
Sickening, wicked scandal, and ABC News has to hire an independent investigator to get to the bottom of this, and they have to answer one big question. How many children were raped in the last 3 years since they spiked this story? Because, as Amy says, she had witnesses, she had victims, she had photographic evidence with a Bill Clinton connection and a British royal family connection. And ABC News said that that did not meet their editorial standards. What are those standards? I want them to come
See, the
clean
palace
because
threatened
they went
them
after
too.
Brett Kavanaugh
You see that there?
with 40-year-old hearsay, with no corroborating witnesses, no evidence, and a lot of that
You got
was furnished by
QE2 making
Michael
threats. You better
Avenatti,
shut the fuck up.
a scoundrel, a bankrupt, tax cheat who brought forth gang rape allegations with no evidence. So what were those standards that allowed that to get on air? I'd like to know. And it looks like the play was, we don't get access to royal family interviews on GMA.
Yeah.
Please. And you're not going to go protect children who are allegedly being sexually assaulted by God knows who and God knows where. And this is the Disney company? The Disney company. It's sick.
Yeah, I mean, and the suggestion that nobody knew who Jeffrey Epstein was, I mean, I don't know who these people are,
Right.
but Jeffrey Epstein was, linked to many powerful people for years. I mean, he wouldn't be a household name necessarily, but that the executives at ABC...
I just
in New
don't
York
think he
City
would go
had
down
no
like
idea
that.
who he
I
was.
mean, I
find
really
it
don't.
Very difficult.
Not
to
without
believe.
taking somebody
I mean,
with
it
him.
also smacks of a lot of similarities of what we saw with the Weinstein story. And I
Right.
think that these institutions, these corporations need to ask themselves, who are we and what are we when this story comes to us and we don't air it? I mean, Virginia Roberts, that story on what she had alone, the pictures she had of her and her story. How many stories do you see on ABC and NBC and everywhere where it's just, this is her story. This is what she says. You can.
They're
back
doing
it
a good
up,
job
investigate
exposing
the other
this.
side of the story and say that we can't corroborate this. There's a lot of ways to get at a story like that. And as you rightly point out, none of those hoops were jumped through with the Brett Kavanaugh story.
No, and ABC just got in big trouble for putting on fake Syrian war footage. Instead, it was a gun
Great
range
point.
in Kentucky. That doesn't look good. But also, this isn't being mentioned, but Hillary Clinton 3 years ago was in the midst of a presidential campaign. And if ABC drops a devastating blow against her husband in the midst of this campaign, that's going to blow back big on ABC News. Remember, they thought Hillary was going to win the White House, and they didn't want to jeopardize that relationship. They wanted to be on the right side of history. Now they're on the wrong side.
There we go. We're just
of
talking about
history,
that.
And it's a tragedy if this is true.
Yeah, I mean, it also starts to raise those questions again. We've had sort of 3 different data points this week of people raising questions about whether or not Jeffrey Epstein took his own life. And when you go back and you look at this and you look at the people and, some of the names that you mentioned who, we know were on the plane and went to the island. We have no, there's no evidence about.
Yes, they
none of
are.
These women have said that they were with Bill
MSNBC
Clinton, but
ain't
it's,
far behind
part of the
either.
story that he was on that plane. Absolutely. So it raises questions about whether or not somebody had him killed. Michael Baden went on, and he is, full disclosure, he's doing work for Jeffrey Epstein's brother, but he's a very renowned forensic scientist. He said that he saw signs that he was perhaps that he didn't take his own life.
Everybody with common sense, Martha, knows that Epstein did not kill himself. Everybody knows that. This guy was wanted by many people. He was accused of blackmailing people. Remember, he had a picture of Bill Clinton in a blue dress oil painting
Painted an
in
oil
his
painting
mansion.
in his house, which is so weird.
Right, so check the flight records. We want to see who was on that plane, interview the pilot. These are questions that I think we need answers to, and the Department of Justice says they're doing an investigation into what happened to the prison, because remember, the video cameras went down that were looking at Epstein's cell. That just doesn't happen randomly.
Crazy. Yeah, there's too many crazy things there. We got to dig into it more. Jesse, thank you.
Thanks.
Good to see you, Jesse Waters, tonight.
Bullshit, I can't hear you. Sound up.
Well, there you go. You have Fox News even questioning this, and they brought in Hillary Clinton. Just what I said the same thing. Right, it doesn't happen to all the cameras. It's a prison. They need those cameras for evidence. Am I right? I've never been to prison. I mean, you know, but come on. Guys, something's not right. But I guess the bigger question here is, will we ever know? Will we ever see the truth? And that, I'm afraid, is a no-go. Just like the Kennedy assassination, 9/11, the Boston Marathon attacks, there's a video coming up on that in a couple of days where I do an autopsy review, sort of. I'm still new at this whole thing, but if you don't know, my profession, there are tons of cameras in jails and prisons. Of course there are. They have to be able to catch stuff. Criminals are not innocent. Even if they're locked up, they're in there doing stuff they shouldn't be doing, so they got to be able to see. But anyway, a lot of you don't know, I was going to become a forensic pathologist, which in layman terms is a medical examiner. It's a board-certified physician specializing in finding the cause and manner of death. I've done a lot of research, and I will warn you that in 2 days, when it comes up, that it is graphic. But what I do there is look at the body, pictures of this body, whether it's actually him or not, that's a whole nother story. And I look at some of the really drastic size of the wounds and compare it to the story that you were told. That he died from gunshot wounds and trauma, blunt force trauma, yet he's got major gashes on both sides of his chest like something went through him. So I don't know. But anyway, that's coming on, let's see, tomorrow is that bitch Omar, so it'll be Friday. I'm trying to get ahead of my recordings so that things are coming up every day. Hiding of documents, correct. I have found other documents of 9/11, and I'm saving that because right now I'm working on a collaboration with a couple of gentlemen in the United Kingdom, and we're going to talk about it. But I want everything to be right. There are podcasts that I've done with Geta, but I met these gentlemen last night on YouTube, so, you know, number one, I want to make sure that they're sane, and I also want to make sure that we have everything set up, correctly, so that we can talk about some of the conspiracies behind 9/11. Because listen, I'm just going to say this, and we're going to go right back into fuckface here. 9/11 did not happen the way they said it did. They didn't just wake up in fucking Afghanistan somewhere and come over here and drive planes into the towers. Planes went into the towers. We're going to talk about the Pentagon too. A plane went into the Pentagon, but we have absolutely no pieces of this plane whatsoever. None. Not a seat, not a tray, not a screw, not a fuselage, not a wing, not a tail, nothing. If you look at Lockerbie, it was shot down. Granted, it was still in pieces. Right? It was still in pieces, but you still have a very large, heavy object falling to the ground with gravity, probably 400 to 600 miles an hour, and there was evidence of aircraft everywhere. But I want to make sure it's right, because these are going to be my special guests, and y'all are going to be nice to them because they do support us. They do have respectful opinions about the United States, so y'all are going to be nice to them. I can promise you that. We're going to talk about Tower 7. We're going to talk about all kinds of things. There could have been bombs on the plane. Geta seems to think that the buildings were already wired with the explosives. She said they were done when they were built for an incident like this. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I would not put it past them, honestly. I will say this for the people like Rookie here. It did happen. There's no doubt about that. It did. The towers were attacked by planes. Now, whether they were attacked in the manner in which we were told, I don't think so. I think it was set up to encourage a war, to get the countries that are no longer or have never been on a central banking system on it. And we have to have a reason to go over there and show our asses. We can't just go, hey, Afghanistan, you're not on the Federal Reserve. We're going to start shooting people. We have to have a reason. I also believe that Al-Qaeda and ISIS and all them other people were paid off to participate in this. Okay? Because if you look at the statistics, all the countries that we're at war with or have been at war with never had a central banking system. We got plenty to say about Russia. We got plenty to say about China, but they're on a central banking system, and you notice we're not over there fucking with them. Right, there's a lot of secrets. Pardon me, this goes back to even Kennedy. The biggest difference between Kennedy and now, we didn't have the internet. So if the newspaper said, this is what happened, that's what people believed. But even back then, they didn't believe it. Especially the people around the Dallas area that saw the incident. Why do you think right after everything was, North Korea has been quiet, but they're still not on a central banking system, so don't just go to bed early yet. Notice that after the incident happened with Kennedy, and everyone's scrambling, we had CIA, Secret Service, and everything else running after people with cameras. They wanted that footage so it didn't get out. No, we're not done with Iran. They're not on a central banking system. We have got to make sure that they're on that system. And there's videos out there. That's what I said. You can come to channels like mine, and that's fine. But if you really want to stay woke, you got to do the 126 families of Zionist Jewish people that own the money. Right. And the jet that was shot down. Look. Oh, we didn't do it. Well, maybe we did. Yeah, we did. Accidentally. Why? Why? Well, I mean, naturally, if I'm the one responsible for shooting something down like that, I'm probably going to think of a way to get out of it too. I mean, that's a lot of consequences, especially in the wake of what just happened. Yeah, I would love, honestly, love to get into the back office of the government and the Vatican and all these, and find all these secret documents that have never been exposed. The Vatican's a whole nother story, and we're going to save that one for Geta, because Geta has a lot of information about that, and she's going to tell you exactly why the Vatican is so protected. Because all of the world's secrets, past, present, and future, lie in the Vatican. It is. It's still being held. Although, as you saw from my previous videos, it would not really have detected a missile or inbound projectile of any kind. But they probably would have had some type of recording. Oh shit, we're going down. We just got shot down. It's sickening. the amount of secrets that are held from people. But, you know, I mean, we all keep secrets. I mean, I'm sure, Rookie, you've got a secret or two you don't want to tell me, as do I, right? But going back to Epstein, in my opinion, I don't believe for one damn second. Now, listen, there is an alternative theory here. He probably got in there and said, fuck, I'm going to prison. I'm a child molester. You know what they do to child molesters in prison? Yeah. Yeah. I'm just going to say that, yeah. So maybe I should off myself and just get it over with. Because they're going to find me guilty. They've got me. Maybe I should just hang myself. But listen, Lisa. The one thing I can tell you from research, people I've spoken to, because I do Uber, so I've spoken to a lot of people who've been to prison. When you're on suicide watch, they don't give you nothing. They give you a mattress on the floor. It's not on a frame. You sleep on the floor. Where in the fuck did he hang himself? You get put into a onesie with no way of doing anything. That's not saying, though, that you can't kill yourself. But what I'm saying is the way these cells are set up for suicide watch, because he was put on suicide watch after his first attempt. Hillary probably had too much wine and couldn't succeed, but he was put on suicide watch. So when they put you into suicide watch, you don't have nothing. They're not going to give you a bed frame and a sheet to hang yourself in suicide watch. Come on now. That's the whole point of suicide watch. And they were supposed to come around every 30 minutes, and somehow, magically, they didn't. No, I don't believe so. I believe, Lisa, I believe he was allowed to leave one hour a day, because it's basically solitary confinement. It's 1 hour a day, and with escort. So he gets to go out in the yard and, you know, whatever, and back to the cell. They don't give you any type of food that requires utensils or anything like that, to where you have to, you know, they give you plastic forks, which don't do a lot of damage. It is a 23-hour lockdown. So that's my number one question right there. If he was on suicide watch, which every article out there says he was, how in the hell did he hang himself to begin with? There's false red flag number one. And then all of a sudden, the first video disappeared. Here, let's look at it. Oh, shit. Alright. So, let's see. Back up here. Lawyer for Jeffrey Epstein's cellmate calls for hearing on lost video. The lawyer for Epstein's former cellmate is calling for an immediate probe into why the prison video on the night of Epstein's first suicide attempt was destroyed. Why was it destroyed? This is an innocent thing that happened, right? Okay, we're an outsider looking in, right? He decided to off himself. How is the prison responsible, right? In this case, he wasn't really on suicide watch at that time. He was in protective custody because of the nature of who he was. But he wasn't on suicide watch. The video would have recorded the hallway outside the cell around the time of the attempt. Right here. Okay, so Bruce Barkett, the attorney for the accused killer, Nicholas, whatever his name is, told the judge he wants a prompt evidentiary hearing to ascertain circumstances surrounding the government's failure to preserve the video surveillance footage of MCC. Why would they destroy that? What is it, Hillary and her drunken ass, or Pelosi and her drunken ass? Oh, well, okay. We didn't succeed. Get rid of it. Right? The video would have shed more light on the alleged attempt, which occurred between the late hours of July 22nd and early hours of July 23rd last year. Now, let's see. The video would have shed more light on the alleged attempt, which... Okay. So, when was the first attempt? Epstein was later found in his jail cell on July 23rd with a bed sheet around his neck. The facility placed him on temporary suicide watch, prosecutors say. Earlier this month, they revealed to the court that the video had been deleted due to technical errors. What's up, Alex? By the way, I meant no offense or anything like that on my video, but, you know, I did make some good points. Sorry. Let's see. They want to know how the video was destroyed, who was responsible for its destruction, and why it was not preserved. No, you cannot put him in timeout. You may not. Why can't I put his ass? And whether there are any witnesses who reviewed the video footage prior to its destruction who could describe what they observed, blah, blah, blah. Why? And then here we go. The judge will not grant public access to documents involving alleged Madam Maxwell. We'll just say her name. Ghislaine. She was on the island too. And I think she was the head witch in charge. Let's see. He added it. Barkett says the video footage would have shown efforts made by this person he was defending, Tartaglione, to alert BOP staff that Epstein was in distress. I mean, what's this about? I mean, we have this video of a first suicide attempt, and it's gone. I don't get it. Alex says, not offended, but I do have something to say once I park. Well, that's fine. I mean, we're all adults here. Right? So we have missing video already, and then the second one, the second attempt, it was missing as well. We have no footage at all. If this was an actual legitimate suicide, we would have had everything we need. And it would have been on the media, yep, there he is, blah, 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 no problem. The whole thing's probably staged. It probably is. Honest to God, it probably is. Do I think he's dead? Yeah, I think he is. I just don't think it happened the way we were told. Honest to God, I really don't. I'll try, but I've got, bills and work and things like that, but I can try. If there's interest, I will. Alex, I'm trying to make you a moderator, but the goddamn thing won't let me. Hang on a second. Let me look. Maybe I'm on the wrong account. No, I'm on the right one. It doesn't have an option to make you a moderator. Let me go over here and look. So, with regards to the immigration video, I have no problem with Mexicans or any other immigrants for that matter. I really don't. I have a problem with murderers. I have a problem with thieves. I have a problem with criminals in general. And I also have a problem with people who break the law maliciously under any circumstances. I get that there are problems with countries and things like that. But as I had stated in that video, there are programs. They may not be very speedy, but there are programs that would allow, what do you want to call it, expedited entry into the country. Okay, let's see. I guess I have to do it this way. Fuck. I'm trying to fix it, Alex. Give me a second, because I should be able to do it on my phone. I have to go over here and do this the hard way. Well, there's a reason for that. We have to make sure that people are coming in properly, because we can't just have everybody living here. We don't have room for them. I mean, shit. Comparatively, all right, say something now, Alex. That probably changed it. We can barely take care of the garbage we have here. Again, I have no problem with people coming over here. I have no problem with asylum and all that crap. I have no problem with DACA. I have no problem with any of that. My only problem is, we got to do this legally. You don't go out and commit murder. I mean, somebody commits murder, you're like, lock them up, fucking execute them. But, we let immigrants come in here without any regard to the law. No, because there's only so many resources for so many people. You know what I mean? I knew it would offend somebody. It's fine. Honestly. But, Alex, say something so I can make sure you're blue. It don't apply to everybody. George Lopez got away with it. Hillary Clinton got away with it. Joe Biden got away with it. His perverted ass. Who else is in here? Everybody demands a rookie. I mean, even Americans. Americans are the laziest people I've ever met, honestly. They won't do the jobs. And that's where I have to say this. They say they're taking American jobs, but they won't do the jobs that people are saying that they're doing. Like fast food, hotel, construction, things like that. George Lopez said on Instagram that he would kill the president for half of what Iran was offering. he later on said it was a joke, but then the Chauncey Lump fucker they arrested in Florida, he said the same thing. He was on Facebook Live and said, let's do this, ramping it up and things like that. And then when they arrested him and detained him and put him in jail, he said it was a joke. But look, it's okay to, everyone can say we're founded on immigration and everything else. Yes, we were. We were. I mean, every one of us comes from descendants of immigration. Every one of us will sit there and say, oh, they're taking our jobs. Not really. If you want my honest opinion, they're not. They may be taking some of them, but honestly, it's first come, first serve. But if you're unwilling to go to McDonald's and work for $8 an hour, how do you have room to complain that they're doing it? Your ass ain't in there. You didn't apply. How are you able to complain? They do work hard. They do provide. They do their own thing. And again, it's not just Mexicans. It's everybody. We have Russians, Asians, Middle Eastern. We have all kinds of people here. We were, but now that we are here. Right, this country is overpopulated. We don't have enough resources. We're running out of stuff. We are severely overpopulated. And that's why the laws are in place the way they are, because they know, or should know, who is here and how many more we can let in. That's all it is. It's not because we're mean. Listen, Afghanistan, if you walk into Afghanistan and you're not allowed to be there, they shoot you on the spot. No questions asked. Done. What if we did that? We're so horrible because we want to control the inflow of immigration. We could just shoot them on the spot. We could put them in work camps like in North Korea. We could do all kinds of things. I'm sorry. There's all kinds of things we could do. But we don't. Yeah, we do need to protect our borders, but I think a wall might be overdoing it a bit because, like I said earlier, once that wall is up, it'll stop some of them. But the majority of people entering this country come in through marine or aircraft. It's a very small percentage of people who actually cross the Rio Grande and into the United States. It is a very small percentage of people who come in here, as they say, jumping the border. The majority of people that are here illegally come through boat or plane. That's it. Hey, Noah, how are you, man? Yeah, I mean, overdoses, and that's not just, again, that's not illegal immigrants, that's everybody. Florida has a humongous drug problem. We can talk about all this all day long, about government and what the government chooses to enforce and what the government chooses not to. We'll talk about that all day long. But there is a bigger agenda. There is a much bigger agenda. And while I have you asses on here, I'm going to show you. All right, here we go. Where is the actual document? There it is. All right. Pause for a moment, folks, while I go to the restroom. Come on, get up. Move. Eddie, move. Move. All right. Sorry. So, obviously, we're not going to download and review this entire document. I do too. I think they should make an example out of him. But here it is. UN.org. This is Agenda 2030. Let's get down here. Okay. We are meeting at a time of immense challenges to sustainable development. Billions of our citizens continue to live in poverty and are denied a life of dignity, blah, blah, blah. And it goes on and on and on. I'll put this in the description. Matter of fact, I don't know if I can do that right now. Maybe. Yep. And then Herbalife scam. No, I have not. I do know a little bit about it. All right, and here's Agenda 21. I'm going to put that in the description as well. And this was in 1992. So what about the Herbalife scam? What do you have to share about that, Noah? But the links are in the description. You can download this PDF, right? All kinds of stuff here. Now, a lot of these people will say, well, you know, these agendas are built to try to have a better life for everybody, and that's true, but we all know that not everybody agrees, right? Oh, you got a phone call? Not everybody agrees on certain things, right? So if we have to get everybody into, it's not just the governments in these particular things, okay? It's the citizens, right? So, and if you speak a different language, you can get it right here. They make it publicly available. Okay, you entered the highway. Okay. You know, I heard about the Herbalife scam. I heard it was basically kind of like tripping away. That, you know, it was a lot of hype about a lot of stuff, and people say they can make a ton of money, but nobody really was, and there was a bunch of stuff, and, you know, I'd have to do a little bit more research on that, but for sure, very quickly, though, with people, you know, they hear Agenda 21, they hear Agenda 2030, and they go, oh, that's some fake shit. It's not. It's right here in front of your face. It's right here. And in order for them to pull out this plan, they have to have a way of getting people either to conform or disappear. I mean, along with a lot of other things, they have to change. They have to change how food is grown. That's what the Monsanto stuff is. Why are you being timed out? Alex, why do you want timed out? You know, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of different ways and a lot of different things to think about. Let's see what we got. Got that. Jesus Christ. This Here we go. In accordance with international law and Charter of the United Nations that impede the full achievement of economic and social development, particularly in developing countries. We'll make this a little bigger. What do you think that means? What do you think that means? Oh, I guess we can't really do that, huh? All right, no comments. All right, let's see. Sustainable development cannot be realized without peace and security, and peace and security will be at risk without sustainable development. The new agenda recognizes the need to build peaceful, just and inclusive societies that provide equal access to justice, that are based on respect for human rights, including the right to development, on effective rule of law, and good governance at all levels of transparent, effective, accountable institutions. Okay, Noah. Yeah, OBS just kind of disconnected and came back. Alright, so Alex is correct. Alex is correct. While there are a large number of Hispanics that are here illegally, the majority of the population, if you will, that are here illegally are from Asia and Russia. It's the truth. He's not lying. Anyway, let's see what else we got. Here we go. Here's another one. This goes with the Iran thing right here, I believe. Factors which give rise to violence, insecurity, and injustice, such as inequality, corruption, poor governance, and illicit financial and arms flows, are addressed in the agenda. Oh, I agree, Alex, and that's not just Mexicans. I hate anybody who's on public assistance and doing that. I really do. What do you think of that? Factors which give rise to violence, insecurity, and injustice, such as inequality, corruption, poor governance, and illicit financial and arms flows, are addressed in the agenda. Agreed. And honestly, we're all here illegally if you want to think about it, because this land belonged to the Native Americans. But that's another video. Or, Noah, what they did was they hid those funds, the source of those funds, from the people that are responsible for issuing those food stamps, because if those funds were declared, they wouldn't have never gotten food stamps. Oh, I know about that auto text crap. I hate it. Alright, so let's, one more. We must redouble our efforts to resolve or prevent conflict and to support post-conflict countries, including through ensuring that women have a role in peace building and state building. Now, for the record, because there's a lot of sensitive people, I don't have a problem with women in power. I just ask that if you are in power, you have half a brain, maybe a little more, to have some common sense. We don't need no more swamp asses. But this sentence right here, we must redouble our efforts to resolve or prevent conflict and to support post-conflict countries. Meaning, we go over there, fuck them up, then we have to support them and give them money. including through ensuring that women have a role in peace building and state building. Hence why there's a couple of women on the ballot this year for the President of the United States. Let's see what else we got. We call for further effective measures and actions to be taken in conformity with international law to remove the obstacles to the full realization of the right of self-determination of peoples living under colonial and foreign occupation, which continue to adversely affect our economic and social development as well as their environment. Right? 9 out of 10 times, it's kind of the way I got the Camry. Anybody can get the car, but the car is 3 times the price in payments. Agreed. But if they have the money for those payments, why don't they have money for food? Everyone's in uproar now because Donald Trump is tightening the strings on disability, because you can literally go on disability right now for being obese. I have a friend in Indianapolis who's on disability for being obese. So what's up with that? Means of implementation. So you can go through this and really read it. I'm not going to, bore you with it, but I encourage you, strongly encourage you, to be aware. How about those people that have been here illegally for more than 10 years and don't know one word in English? They don't even try to better themselves. Exactly. Subprime loans. Okay. Listen, Alex, if I go to Germany and I want to move there, I better fucking know German. Why am I going to put those people out? Why am I going to force me and a bunch of other people, force that country to go to English because I don't want to learn German? Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. Right. And here's another thing, though, Rookie. We have got to stop. Damn, Rosetta Stone costs less than a month worth of cigarettes. Uh-huh. We have got to stop allowing EBT to be used in places like gas stations. If you genuinely need help, so if I'm on here right now saying I'm starving, I have no food, and you give me a $10 gift certificate to Publix or Save-A-Lot, and I complain that it wasn't for Domino's, why am I complaining? I'm hungry, right? I just asked y'all for money for food, and then I'm complaining about where that food is coming from. Used to be you could only buy certain things. You could only go to the grocery store and only buy certain things. So the things that you could not buy were things like chips, candy, soda, because those are luxury items. Those are items that I don't even have, and I work. I don't have soda, chips, or candy in this house. You know what I mean? All right, there's also free apps, and let's not even get that deep into it. There's Google Translate. And if you hear something in a certain language enough times, you're going to understand what it means. But people are lazy in general all around the world. They're lazy. They don't want to help themselves. They want everyone else to help them. Hence, Andrew Yang, $1,000 a month. Bernie Sanders, $1,000 a month. I don't know about you, but I can't live on $1,000 a month. If you want to give me $1,000 a month in addition to the work I'm already doing, fine. But you know what that says to me? You're going to get $1,000 a month, and we're going to take care of everything. You won't have to do crap. There's always a catch. Nothing is free. They're not going to give you $1,000 a month and let you work full time. That's not happening. I'm Polish, and I don't know none of that. And I'm not going to learn it. Why? I don't need to. I have no desire. I have no reason to. I'm not going to learn Spanish. I'm not going to learn French, German, Korean, Chinese. I don't need to know none of that because I don't have the means to travel, and I don't have a situation in my life anytime soon where I'm going to have to force myself to learn a language. I'm not going to be traveling. I already know that. You know, I do know the alphabet and sign language, and I know some of the ASL, but that's it. I do know bits and pieces of certain languages, but certainly not enough to get by. You know, but I think at some point it will become a point at which we're all one community, and there'll be a certain language for, you know, whatever. I don't know. But things like not being willing to go to work, not being willing to help ourselves, not being willing to do our own research, not being willing to form our own opinion without the aid of others and the cell phone, is exactly how and why Agenda 2030 will implement itself. Like I said, Noah, you're not going to get $1,000 free money. There's no way. It will become some form of a socialist environment, one way or the other. Why would they give you $1,000 a month and let you work full time? Are you kidding me? No. AOC looks like a donkey dick. I don't like her one bit. And she's withholding her Democratic dues of $250,000. Why is she special? Oh, and let me tell you this. Hang on a minute. Yeah. Hang on a second, Alex. I got something for you. Fuck. Maybe it's over here. Our good friend Rick Reviews found this little article. God damn, there's a lot of comments I gotta reply to. Lopez's poop with an accent. Love it. Okay. Hang on a second. Our good friend Rick Reviews came up with an article. I'm going to find it and I'm going to share it. Here it is. You guys are going to love this. So this guy in that video I did, the Yvonne, whatever his name is, he resigned as the executive director of Undocumedia. Let me go back here. Oh, wait a minute. Is it? Yeah, I guess it is that one. Bam! Okay. After not publicly responding for about 10 days to allegations from Carla Estrada and others on Friday afternoon, Ivan posted the following statement on Facebook indicating that he was resigning as executive director of Undocumedia. Here is Siha's statement. I am aware and affected by the allegations made against me. I apologize for the delay in my response, but I wanted to make sure that I was understanding each individual statement and finding opportunities where I can correct my behavior. Hold on, it gets better. I had an amicable relationship with Carla Estrada that, for me, turned into romantic feelings. My genuine interest in her eventually motivated me to ask her if I could kiss her. Did we not talk about this on my other channel? About inappropriate behavior at work. Ms. Estrada asked for a meeting with members from our team to discuss my behavior. In this meeting, November of 2017, I apologized to her and expressed my deep remorse for making her feel uncomfortable. Build a bridge. Right? So he goes on to say, my actions towards Ms. Estrada were inappropriate. You think? While they were rooted in genuine interest, they were irresponsible, insensitive, and evasive. Ms. Estrada and I began to form a good bond, one which I misread and took advantage of when I was vulnerable in a vulnerable time in my life. In retrospect, I think those feelings were rooted in loneliness, confusion, and ego, which may have prevented me from behaving with more respect. Are we really pulling this PTSD bullshit? In no way do I want my actions to threaten the livelihood, career, peace of mind of any individual. I offer my sincerest apologies to Ms. Estrada. In holding myself accountable for my actions, I will continue to have necessary conversations with those that I have hurt in order to better understand my wrongdoings. How do you need to understand your wrongdoings? Yes, I can. How? How do you need to understand your wrongdoing in hopes to become a better, wholesome individual? I don't know about you all, but I know that when I go to work, I'm not to be doing any of this. I'm not going to walk up to some guy and go, I really like you. Can I kiss you? What the fuck? Oh, another one. In regards to the allegations made by Ms. Martinez, I sincerely apologize for any behavior on my end that made her feel uncomfortable and disrespected. Yep. This is the same guy that was sitting there arguing with Tucker, making really no sense at all, honestly. I mean, he had no fucking argument about or rebuttal about what Tucker was saying. He just said we contribute, we pay taxes. Okay, yeah, we all do. What? You know? And then Rick Reviews finds this article. He'll want to touch me. You had guys to trust him. Let's see what's Noah saying. Goddamn, I can't see. Okay. That's okay. Oh, Scott, I still didn't show you the PC bullshit email I got from the TL. No, you didn't. Noah, you sure didn't. So listen, I'm sorry. If you don't know, I'm telling you now. You cannot have any type of relationship, romantic interest, sex, or anything else at work. I don't care who you are, what position of power you have, or anything else. You cannot do this at work. But see, you can look at people and just kind of understand that they might not be like the most wholesome and honest person. I mean, am I right? So, you know, here's a guy who's trying to fight for rights for undocumented immigrants, and he's doing this shit. It's no different than Trump, Clinton, or anybody else. You know, word comes out that they've done something wrong. See, that's why I'll never be in management, because, you know, I can do things wrong. I have done things wrong. I don't want my name being like, oh, look at this guy. You know, he wants us to do this or that, but he can't even do this. You guys have all had bosses like that. Oh, he wants me to sweep the floor, but I never see him sweeping the floor. You've all had people like that. So, yeah. But anyway, thanks to Rick Reviews for that, because he had put that on my comments, and I was like, oh, wow, this is really interesting. I could definitely do something about this. You know, let's see, what do we got? All right. So, anyway, that's about all I've got. We're about an hour and 12 minutes now, so I have to feed. They're being so patient. I think they have learned that this is like my workstation, and overall, what does that mean, Roy? Mine slangs is langs. Oh, I know what you mean. Never mind. I got it. I got it! Like I said, there will be a live stream, or a collaboration rather, with two people from the United Kingdom who have done extensive research on 9/11. I met them last night, and we're going to do a collab. I'm hoping that it's live, but it may not be. Your snake is long. Well, I'm not clapping for you. There will be more. There will be more stinky customer videos on my other channel. There will be more videos. Mini-Me is Roy's nickname. Alex. Wait a minute. Roy ain't no moderator either. He don't come around much, but he is now. Oh, Noah's not one either. All my people, all my friends need to be moderators, because I know you guys are excellent. Excellent at getting rid of filth. Roy's already mod. Why are we buffering this fucking thing? I'll tell you, this computer. I'm going to save money for a newer one, a more powerful one. This is an old computer from Chris's work. And it's working, but it's not quite powerful enough. I don't want your... Well, we all want your thoughts, Roy. I mean, clearly, you know you're in a room you're not going to get banned for. Steve-O, I don't know if you can see in the description if my links are there. Could you please confirm they're there, or will they come through after we end the stream? Listen, we're all adults here. I don't want her computer. She screwed it up. We're all adults here. We can have, reasonable conversation. You're not hated here, though. That's the whole point. And now you're a moderator, so nobody can ban your motherfucking ass. And that's why I make people moderators, especially the people that I know, like Alex and Rookie and Roy and Noah, because they do have intelligent opinions. Not just, I see on Facebook all the time. I mean, I could go through those comments. I mean, the people are ridiculous. I'm like, did you even read the article, or did you even watch the video? You're just saying, oh, AOC's a bitch. We know that, but why is she a bitch? Come on, give some intelligent opinions about what your thoughts are. And this channel is not just solely about politics. It's also about conspiracy. Like I said, there'll be a video in a couple of days about the autopsy on the Boston bomber, and it's going to make you think twice about the story you heard versus what you're actually seeing. These are actual pictures, trust me. I ain't telling you where I got them, but I've had them for about a long ass time. I've had them since 2013. But we have open discussions. We're going to try to do it once a week. I can't promise anything. We're going to try to do it once a week. And see, where we can go. Tuesday probably would be the best day because there really is nothing going on with Uber, but I have had some good Tuesdays. Like I said, I don't know when the collab is going to be with those two gentlemen, but I think you'll enjoy it. And, matter of fact, let me see. All opinions are great because we can all learn from each other. We can all learn and keep... God damn, Sensei's alive again. Okay, and what? Oh. Okay, so I just put the link into the channel that I'll be doing the collab with. Again, I don't know when. Collaborations do take a little bit of effort if you want them to be good, but the link is in the description. They're not like the most peppy people, but they got good information. Outside of that, I think it's about time to feed the pigs. I mean the dogs. Let them out. Probably feed my fat ass. But I appreciate everybody coming in here for sure, and I appreciate everybody behaving themselves and having adult conversation. Adult conversation, healthy debate is good. It's when you start saying, you're a moron, you're an idiot, and blah, blah, blah. That's not cool. And that's why we have a lot of moderators. Because if you start acting up, you got to go. We're not here to have drama. We're here to have a healthy debate. If Roy has something to say and it differs from what you say or what you think, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine if we all disagree. We can, rule number one, we can agree to disagree, right? We definitely don't want to be offensive. We don't want to downgrade anybody as far as their race, national origin, or anything like that. If you say AOC is an idiot, hey, I'm going to let that one go because I agree. But even if I disagreed, you can still say AOC is an idiot. You can say Trump's an idiot. I don't care. But, when you start mouthing off and you don't have no facts or any type of thing to back it up, that's when we might have to have a conversation. And in past live streams I've even said, I'll give you that. Yep, you're right. I ain't going to deny it if I'm wrong. Oh, you're working? Okay. Well, you can comment when this thing processes. That's fine. She is an idiot. She's stressed about having kids. Please don't. Please don't. One of you is enough. Alright. So, with that said, I think what we're going to go ahead and do, because I'm extremely proud of the work that Chris has done on this introduction. He worked really hard at it. I think we're going to end this with the introduction and look forward to my videos coming up this week. I'm going to have a lot of them. Anyway, guys, take care.
Because I am hard, you will not like me. But the more you hate me, the more you will learn.